Let's begin in a downward facing dog. So find that upside down V shape, lifting your hips in the air and pushing your heels down. This may seem like a simple stretch, but you really want to exaggerate each movement. So really try to dig those heels down as you push your tailbone up as much as you can. You should feel a very intense stretch along the backs of your legs. And then also press your armpits back towards your big toes, and you will feel a deeper stretch in your shoulders, upper back, and chest. Take a few deep breaths here. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Again, big inhale. Long exhale. And step your left foot forward into a lunge. You want to have that ankle underneath the knee so everything is stacked, and then drop your right knee down towards the ground. Actively try to push that right hip flexor down to the floor, and you're going to feel that hip open up. Let's start to rock side to side very gently. It's just a small movement that's going to help open up the hip even more. We're just casually stretching in our living rooms. You can do this deep stretch however often you want. You could do this every day if you have the time. These stretches are going to help make you stronger, because if your muscles are really tight when you try to work out, your workout is not going to be as effective. So these stretches are really helpful. I want you to place that right hand down and then reach your left arm back. Really try to open up your chest here and push that left shoulder back. You can either just hold this twist, or you can bend that right leg and try to grab your right foot. This is going to feel extremely intense. You should feel a stretch in that right quad or the front of the thigh, and still that right hip. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, try to pull that foot in a little bit more, and then let that go. Tuck those right toes and let's come back into that down dog. So again, you push your heels down, you lift your hips up, you push your armpits back, and you feel that deep, deep stretch. Now go ahead and step that right foot forward into the lunge. Again, you want your foot right underneath that knee, and you can drop your left knee down to the ground. You can start to rock side to side, trying to open up that left hip flexor now. And if you're feeling really tight and really sore today, most of the stretches in this video are going to feel really intense. But if they feel intense, it means that you really need these stretches. It's also good to pair this stretch routine with some foam rolling. So if you have a foam roller or a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball or just some circular object, you can use that to roll out your muscles as well. Go ahead and leave that left hand down. Reach your right arm back. You're opening up your chest. Keep your chin lifted. And then if you want to take that bind, you can bend your left leg, grab the foot, continue to push that left hip flexor down towards the ground, and breathe into the stretch. It's really important you keep that deep breath throughout this entire video. If you hold your breath, these stretches are going to be real tough. Use your breath to help you get deeper into each stretch. As you exhale, sink a little deeper and let that foot go. Tuck those left toes now and step back into that down dog. Final one. So let's move the feet around a little bit. Walking out those legs. You're going to bend your right knee, push your left heel down. Bend your left knee, push your right heel down, and continue to alternate. This is just stretching out those Achilles and those calf muscles. but you should still be feeling the entire back of the leg as you do this. Once you feel your feet are even, go ahead and push both heels down, hold that stretch, and now walk your feet up towards your hands and hang out in a forward fold stretch. Try to keep your legs completely straight and let your head, neck, and shoulders drop down to the ground. Let gravity pull your body down. Rise up to your tiptoes and bend your knees, bringing your butt down towards your heels. This is again stretching out those feet a little bit. We often forget about stretching out our ankles and our toes, but those parts of your body work a lot every day. So it's important that we get that foot flexibility going too. Now gently come on to your booty and bring the bottoms of your feet together. We're going to hang out in this butterfly stretch. So you are opening up the hips here, trying to push your knees down towards the ground. I want you to sit up really tall so you have perfect posture. Your core is engaged, your shoulders are back. We're just seated. And again, try to push those knees down towards the ground. Everyone's flexibility is a little different. So if today your knees are like way up here, that is fine. If you're able to get your legs flat against the ground, good for you. I've never actually been able to do that just sitting like this, so that's impressive. From here, I want you to keep that posture and just lean forward. So your shoulders are still back, everything is still flat, you're just leaning forward, and you should feel this in the hips and the inner thighs. Lean forward a little more if you can, even a little more, and now round forward over those feet. Completely relaxing in this stretch. And like I said before, if this stretch feels really intense, it means you absolutely need it. Your hips and your inner thighs are probably really tight. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Slowly roll it up. And let's take a straddle position. Again, everyone's flexibility is different, so just find however much you can straddle your feet. And I want you to flex your feet as much as you can, and then point the toes. Let's flex the feet and point the toes. Just continue alternating, making sure the ankles are all stretched out here. A couple more times. Good. Now keep your feet pointed and let's reach forward as much as we can. That may be here, that may be a little forward, or maybe you can just, flatten your body all the way against the floor. Wherever you are, find that stretch and hold that stretch. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Good. See if you can walk out a little further, getting deeper into that stretch. And now slowly roll it up. Bring your legs together in front of you. You can shake it out. And let's lie down on our backs. Hug your knees in towards your chest as tight as you can. And now let your feet fall to the ground. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh and let's take that figure 4. So you're trying to push that left knee away from your body, and again you're going to feel that open up your hips. We are doing a lot of hip opening today because most of us have tight hips. Just how we all live life these days. We're either sitting in a car in traffic, or we're sitting at a desk at work or at school, so your hips are probably very tight, so stretches like these are really going to help. From here, we're going to take a little twist, so I want you to bring that left foot down over to the right, let your foot completely rest against the floor, and still push that left knee away, so don't let it fall in like this, push that knee away. Try to keep both shoulders down on the floor. And this stretch should feel relaxing. You can do this at home in your living room, or if you have a dog or small children, you can go in your bedroom and shut the door and just have a few minutes of peace so you can stretch out your body. Bring your legs back center very slowly, and now flex your right foot and lift that right foot off the ground. You're still trying to push that left knee away from your body, so now there's that push and pull. You're pulling your right leg in, you're pushing your left knee out. There should be lots of resistance in this stretch, which makes it especially intense. Make sure both of your feet are completely flexed though. Inhale through your nose, and as you exhale, pull those legs in a little bit more. Whew. This feels intense for me today. And let that go. Grab onto that left leg and take a hamstring stretch. You can straighten the right leg out in front of you. And again, I still want you keeping that left foot flexed. You can either grab onto your foot or your calf or your thigh, depending on where your flexibility is. If you're holding onto your thigh, that means you're a little less flexible today. If you're holding onto your foot, that is definitely the most challenging variation. Choose your battles. Keep both feet flexed and active. From here, I want you to grab the outside of your foot or the outside of your leg, and you're going to pull that leg across your body, completely taking that twist, keeping the leg completely straight as you do so. Keep hold of that foot or that leg the whole time. Make sure your left shoulder is down on the floor. You should be feeling this all throughout the outer part of that leg. You're also going to feel it in your lower back, just like you would any twist. And then very slowly bring that back center. Whew. Bend the leg, pull that knee in towards your chest for just a moment. And let's switch it out. I want you to cross that right ankle over your left thigh and push your right knee away. Taking that figure four, feel your right hip flexor open up this time. Take a deep breath. And now let that right foot drop over to the left, completely let it fall to the ground, and push that right knee away from your body. This should feel quite intense. At least it does for me. And we're always moving really slowly during these stretches, so I want you to very slowly bring it back center. And then take that full figure four as you lift your left foot off the ground. Feel that push and pull. This is a very active stretch. You're not just finding a position and holding it. You're constantly pulling that left knee in more and more and constantly pushing that right knee out more and more. So with every breath, stretch a little deeper. That's how you get more flexible. Inhale. Exhale. And release from that stretch. Grab onto that right leg, taking a hamstring stretch. Extend that left leg out in front of you and keep both feet flexed. Again, you can hold onto your calf, your thigh, or all the way up, grabbing your foot if you can. Inhale. Exhale. Stretch a little deeper, pull that leg in a little more if you can. Just make sure the leg stays straight. Don't bend at the knee at all. Now take that left hand, grab the outside of the leg or foot, and pull that leg all the way across your chest. Keep that right shoulder down and hold right there. Whew. This should feel pretty intense. This is your deep stretch routine, so these stretches are very deep, and you're going to feel them. But just breathe into those muscles. Again, you should be feeling this all on the outer part of your leg, as well as your lower back. Keeping that right shoulder down to make the twist even more intense. Now let's bring that back center. Bend the knee, hug that leg in towards your chest. And bring the left one up to match it, both knees pulling in. Grab onto those knees and let's just draw some circles out to in, out to in. And now we are going to do my least favorite stretch. We are going to do an X butt stretch. So I want you to cross your right knee over your left knee and then separate your feet as much as you can. So you can't see very well, so I'm going to turn slightly. You're here and then you're separating the feet like this. Now I want you to grab on to your feet, trying to pull your big toes to your shoulders. This should feel really intense to your butt cheeks. Keep pulling those big toes towards your shoulders with every exhale. Relax your head. Try to relax everything. Just keep pulling on those feet. This is a fantastic stretch for those glutes and again your hips and lots of areas of that lower body. Let's hold for 3, 2, keep pulling, 1, and release. Shake it out. And let's take that on the other side. So cross your left knee over your right knee, separate your feet, grab your feet, and pull your big toes towards your shoulders. This side feels significantly worse. It's very common to have one side be tighter than the other. That's just life, but we try to prevent that by stretching out everything and working everything evenly in our workouts. Whew, keep holding, keep stretching. This is another very active stretch. I don't want you just to rest in one position, but keep stretching deeper and deeper and deeper. And let that go. Again, shake out those legs. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Let's take a gentle twist, dropping those knees down to the left. Keep that right shoulder down on the ground. Just a gentle twist for your spine. Feel free to look over to the right to stretch out that neck a little bit too. And now bring those knees over to the right and look to the left. Make sure you're still breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Bring those knees back center. And let's stretch everything long, reaching your fingertips and toes in opposite directions. Inhale, stretch out even further. And exhale, hug your knees in towards your chest. Rock and roll up to sit. And you guys are done. Again, feel free to do this stretch as often as you like. And thank you for stretching with me today.